everyone, my name is Alex from Alex Reads, and welcome to week 3 of the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon. So it is Monday, it's around noon. I just wanted to kick this weekly vlog off talking about the books that I plan to read this week. I only have 3 books to complete actually. So I'm going to talk about those books, and then I am going to give a star rating because this morning I read the last 100 pages of a book and passed another exam. So the 3 books that I have on my weekly TBR this week are Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton. This is for the Ancient Rune exam. The prompt for Ancient Rune was to read a book with heart in the title or on the cover. And I'm reading this because Sasha over at Wild recommended it in their like owl recommendations for the different houses, and this was the Ancient Rune prompt for Ravenclaw. And because I am in House Ravenclaw, I thought I would pick this up. The second book that I'm planning to read this week is Blanca y Roja by Anna Marie McLemore. This book is for my Care of Magical Creatures prompt, and that is to read a book with an animal with a beak on the cover, and swans do have beaks. So I'm gonna read this one. This is a myth retelling, I think of Snow White and Rose Red, I believe. And the last book that I'm planning to read this week, and the last exam that I need to pass, is Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. This is for herbology, because Middle Game starts with an M, and that is the prompt for herbology. This is also the book that I'm most intimidated by. It's 500 pages. I'm not sure what it's about, and I think that's why I'm like a little hesitant to read it, but I'm going to be reading it this week. So yes. Or this week I have already completed a book. I read the last 100 pages of Frankly in Love by David Yoon. This is for the Charms prompt, which is to read a book with the majority of a white cover. I thought that this was going to be a sweet, light contemporary with fake dating, but it was a lot more. It was very emotional for me. I ended up crying at the end of this book. There is a little bit of a romance, there is fake dating, but it's a lot more about Frank Lee coming to terms with knowing and understanding his family, his place in the world, feeling caught between American and Korean, being a senior in high school, falling in love. There was a lot. It was a lot of emotion. I wasn't really expecting it. It kind of hit me hard. I think I'm giving this book 4 stars. That's my tentative rating. Maybe it will change, but I will let the vlog know if it does. But man, wow, this book. So 1 book done for this week, 3 more to go. Last week I ended up completing 5 books, so I think I might be done with all of the prompts by the end of this. The owls have been really helping me read and be focused and like add structure to my time in April, and I think I would like to keep that going. But I'm running out of books. We'll see how fast I read these 3 books. Hello, it is Tuesday. Yesterday I did not update this vlog. I also didn't read anything else. So early in the morning I read 100 pages of Frankly in Love, and then I had to cry, and then I filmed a clip that was at the beginning of this vlog, and then I just edited videos and was lazy on the couch, and then I watched other people's videos, and it was really nice, but no reading was done. This morning I started Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton, and this is for, I'm pretty sure this is for Ancient Runes, I believe. I read part 1, it's divided in 4 parts, I don't know if you can see that. So I read the first like 90 pages. So far, this book is not for me. it's okay. I'm gonna continue, and hopefully it will get better, but the first chapter, or the first couple chapters, were rough. I definitely looked up when this book was published, because I was like, this has to be like 2012, 2013. It's giving me that vibe. The main character, Mia Rose, said that she's not like other girls multiple times, which I do not like. But this was actually published 2 years ago, so in 2018. I don't know. I'm hoping it gets better. Hello, hello, hello. It is now Wednesday. Last night was not super fun for me, and this morning was also not the best of times, but I'm trying to take care of myself while also doing, you know, some stuff around the house, stuff that I need to do like university, and reading for the readathon, and also trying to be kind to myself. So I'm trying to have that balance in my life, but I wanted to film this clip because I have made progress in Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton. I am now on page 300. That means I have like 140 pages to go, so I'm over halfway. It is certainly gotten better than the very beginning. I'm less actively annoyed at this book, which is good. Just what I thought this book was is different from what it actually is. I thought this was going to be like a little bit of spies and lots of politics and a castle and maybe like a, not a fake marriage, but like a love to hate within an actual marriage in this fantasy world. But the whole politics and castle plot was done very quickly, and now they're on the run. They're learning about magic and all this stuff, which is fine, but it is really an average read for me. This week in my mind, my plan was to read like one part of this and then read 100 pages of whatchamacallit? Middle Game, because this is 500 pages. But if I stop reading this book now, I will not pick it back up. I know this about me, so this one is just gonna have to be my next read. And I am pretty sure that this book is gonna be 3 stars. I will read the last 100 pages to find out what actually happens. This clip a little bit later than I had planned. It's about 7 in the evening, but some things have happened in my life. So first up, I finished Heart of Thorns by Bree Barton. I guess it's not surprising, but I did give this book a 3-star. It might go down because I was very annoyed at the end, but basically my thoughts are, meh. It's an average book for me. I was expecting this kind of like political driven, arranged marriage spy situation, keeping secrets like in a castle, and that was like the first 50 pages of this, maybe not even that. And then it was like an adventure journey of discovery. But I thought it went way too quickly, just like in time. I thought the pacing was off. I thought the plot was a bit flimsy. And the book ended with like 3 monologues, which I am not a fan of. So it was a bit of an eye roll experience for me. But yeah, 3 stars. Will not be continuing in the series, but I passed another exam. That is 10 in total. I've read 10 books for the O.W.L.s this month, and that means I only have 2 books left. So yeah, that's my reading update. In other news, I have been crafting, and I made myself 2 book sleeves, which I think are really pretty. And I'm excited for when there is a world where I can use these to protect my books while I go outside of my apartment. I guess you could say it's a coping strategy, but I'm really happy with it. But enough rambling, I'm going to finally get some reading done today. It is Sunday evening, and I didn't vlog for I think the past 2 days. But I have a reading update. I think in my last clip I said that I was going to try and read Middle Game by Seanan McGuire, but I decided not to do that. And I picked up one of the only other books that starts with an M on my shelf, and that is The Map of Salt and Stars. The girl in present day in 2011 ends up moving from New York City back to their family's home country of Syria, and then having to flee from the war. This book definitely focuses on a refugee narrative, what it feels, what it means to have to flee your home country, the uncertainty and absolute tragedy of the journey that this family has to go through, and then the second narrative is 800 years in the past, and there's a girl who disguises herself as a boy to be an apprentice to a map maker, and they travel to the exact same places in the world, and their stories are tied together. I thought this book was very lyrical. It was hard to read, but so worth reading it. And I highly recommend this book. It's been out, I think, for a while. I'm glad that I finished this book. This is the 11th book that I've completed for the O.W.L.s this year. I also have made some progress in Blanca y Roja. I am exactly 100 pages in, which means I have about 280 pages left until completing my goal of passing all of my O.W.L.s in 2020. So this evening I think I'm going to try and get a bit farther in this book. So far I am liking the writing style, I'm liking the story, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I did it, I did it, I did it. I completed my O.W.L.s. Yeah, so I read 12 books. I passed all of my O.W.L. exams for 2020. I'm very excited about that. Now I'm going to talk about the 4 books that I read this week. First up this week, I completed Frankly in Love. I gave it 4 stars, and I read this for the Charms exam. I then completed Heart of Thorns, and I gave this book 3 stars, and I read this for Ancient Runes. Next up, I read The Map of Salt and Stars. I gave this book 4 stars, and I read it for Herbology. And last but certainly not least, I completed Blanca y Roja. I gave this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I finished it very late last night. And I read this to complete the Care of Magical Creatures prompt. So this week I read 4 books. I enjoyed a lot of them. The only one that was not very good was the Heart of Thorns. I'm very happy. That means I have completed all 12 books. I have passed all 12 exams. But I was thinking, I am really enjoying the OWLs. I'm really enjoying weekly vlogging, and I don't want that to end. So, as I was looking at my TBR shelf, which is out of shot right over there, I was thinking, I bet that a lot of books on my TBR also fulfill the O.W.L.s 2020 prompts, but I didn't read them because I had picked my original TBR. And so, being the overachieving Ravenclaw that I am, I went through my physical TBR and the audiobooks that I want to listen to on my phone, and I found that I could take the O.W.L.s again. I came up with a whole new 12-book TBR. And I thought in the last 2 weeks of April, I could just try and take the O.W.L.s again. Here's my new TBR stack. And yeah, I'm gonna be continuing to vlog. There will be a vlog up next week. And I'm just gonna do extra credit, I guess. I have a lot of time on my hands and I like the O.W.L.s, so yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So if you're interested in that, watch my next weekly vlog. But yeah, I'm happy. I think this is the quickest I've ever completed the O.W.L.s in the 3 years that I've done it. I am happy that the O.W.L.s happened while we were kind of in, not lockdown in Germany, but definitely sheltering in place. So this is the end of my week 3 Magical Readathon vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, you're being kind to yourself, and you're staying safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!